Hello, hello. Just tagging a few people while I'm checking to see if anybody's on join in. All right, so I've tagged a few of the regular people. Hi, Cheryl. I'm okay. I wouldn't say great. I was pretty sick today, but I'm feeling a little better right now. So I think the traveling's catching up to me a little bit. So I'm taking tomorrow off. I've been cleaning all my markers. I only have 4 or 5 E's left and then all the gray ones, and then I will be finished. So I've been working diligently when I wasn't sleeping today on my markers. So I'm super excited about that. They're getting close to getting done. So I thought, oh, that's not good. So I thought we'd play with the swamped. I know we did this little baby guy a couple weeks ago, but I thought maybe I'd just do the family. We could play around with colors tonight. Definitely not going to use any grays because a lot of them are dirty and empty. And so anybody else, I see we have 4 people, so if you're hopping on, just say hi so I know you're there. I have my, I don't know if I have my ink pad handy. I tried to get everything ready, but I think I forgot to pull out my memento. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ta-da! See how fast that happened? So I decided I couldn't decide which one, so I decided I would do all of them. So I put them on here. We got to stamp them. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. This is Ledoux Designs, so you can see. They have the dies that match, including all the sentiments. It will die cut all the sentiments as well. So this is the Swamped set that we're going to play with tonight. Hi, Tracy. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started. And anybody else who jumps in, just say hi and we'll get going. So I have this whole little family right here ready to stamp. So I'm just going to stamp them. Stamp them off so we can start coloring them. I think they'll be super fun. They're just so stinking cute. You can do whatever you want with them. This is my espresso that I'm using just to even the pressure so I don't have to worry about my hand. And since this is really the first time I've stamped these two, I'm going to go ahead and just ink them up one more time. I did press them on my hand before I started so that it would stamp pretty good, but I think I want a really good background, so just going to do this real quick. Yes, it was nice. She did a really nice live today, so if any of y'all missed it, you might want to go back and watch the replay. It was a really good one today. So now I have the whole little family stamped on my Sweet Sentiment paper, which is the best to color on. And then I'm going to clean up these guys, but I'm not going to take them off the stamp set and put them away because you guys know how to do that. You don't need to watch me do that. So I'm just going to make sure they're all cleaned up so they don't get messed up. And then I'm going to touch them with the dry side of my thing. Okay, so they're all They're all cleaned up. I'm going to put them aside. We'll worry about those little guys later. And this nifty holder here has holes in it. See? This is a Sweet Sentiment version of this. I think it might be sold out right now, but we have some on order to get more in stock. So the little chamois fits in there perfectly. Can close it up, but has holes in it so it can breathe, so it never smells stinky or gets moldy or anything like that. Hey, Mama. So that's that. Now we have these little guys. So I'm going to put my espresso away and I'm going to zoom in. See, you guys can see. That's pretty good. That's pretty zoomed in. I have to have it plugged in today too because my battery's running low. I didn't think to plug it in earlier, so bummer. So we're going to need this so we can put our colors in there. I do not know what colors, so I just have to pick those now. And I think I want to go with some... Hey, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm tired too. But I think I'm going to choose some different colors to mix it up a little bit. So maybe we'll do some swatching. You guys like it when I do the swatching. So here's my Sweet Sentiment scrap paper right here. I'm thinking about using some BGs, but I want to mix something else in with it to make it really pop. So maybe green might be a good one. All of my, yes, so I'm going to use a BG to start out with. For sure, blue would be fun. I think I'm going to do, let's see, I need one more. Maybe I'll try this one and we'll see how this goes. Let's swatch this out. So this is going to be a blue-green. So this is BG 78. And it looks like I didn't clean that one. But I did do this one. That's YG 17. I'm thinking that might not work. Might have to get significantly lighter before we add in that green. I do like that green though. So maybe let's try BG 78 again. And let's do BG 75 with it. And then let's try to put in this YG 17. I think that'll work really well. Then we'll swap back to the BG 72. Yep, that's going to blend really well. Hi! Hi, Ollie Dallas. It's great to see you. Then I'm going to throw in the... maybe I want YG 11. Let me see how this looks. I think I'll stick with the 13. So we'll do these 5. It'll give us a little bit of a green and blue look to this one. So I think we'll do the dad with this one. So it's going to be BG 78 and then BG 75. YG 17, BG 72, and YG 13. So we're going to throw these ones together for this one. So now we kind of need an accent color to go with that we would do this inside part and his little fin, little webs going on there. I like to do them a little bit different, so maybe that's where I'll pull in some more of the blue. Let's see, how bright blue do I want it to be? Maybe I'll stick with the BG and we'll do, let's see how this will look. This is BG 18 and then 13. Yeah, that's good. And then 11 if we need it. And we could put that on his little fins. So maybe we'll start with that. So let me get my other holder out. We'll start with BG 18, 13, and 11. We're just going to do a 3-color combo for this part. And I'm going to go ahead and start with BG 18. And I was pretty sure I cleaned that one. Maybe not. Anyway, so I'm going to start in here, just where this little bit of web area is. And I'm just going to go, let's see if that's, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more. There we go. All right, I'll move this over. So I'm starting, just going to go over the artist drawn lines on here to show where this webbing is going to be. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now they'll both be, you know, versions of blue and blue-green, but I thought this would be great. I'm just going to put these little marks in here. If you can see them, they're going to actually signify that these are little web areas. Even though the artist didn't put them in there, I think they're good enough. And then I think I'm also going to do a little bit with this up here to make this look just a little bit different. So I'm just doing the base of them because I'm going to make the top of it a lot lighter. When do I travel again? Well, the online retreat comes first. So Jamie will travel here on like the 8th of July. So we have some time before we have to do anything else. And then we leave the following week for Georgia, I think. This one's BG 13. So we have a little bit of time in between, which is great because I kind of need this little bit of a break in here because I'm pretty tired. And you know, it's almost time for my husband's cosplay contest is coming up. So the contest will be Saturday the 18th or 17th, whatever Saturday, June is, the 18th. So he will be doing, we will be going to the Dallas Fan Expo on that Saturday, so he can be in the contest to see how he does with his costume. He's finishing up a few pieces of it and then he's done. So he's going to be ready to go. So I'm home for that, so we can, you know, plus we have some birthdays coming up in our family, so we're going to be kind of busy with that. BG 11 is the last one. And I'm going to go from the other direction so I don't wash out any of that dark that I put in there because I really want that to show. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about his contest, so. And he went to a different one and he got free tickets, so I think my daughter's going to go with us on Saturday for a little while before her play starts. she does theater, so she's gonna do Legally Blonde. We're gonna go see that too. I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's been a while since she's been on stage, and she lights up so much when she's on stage, so it's super exciting. You guys are pretty quiet tonight. So now we have his accent color on there. So I'm going to go back to this sequence that we talked about earlier, which is BG 78, 75, YG 17, BG 72, and YG 13. And these two we're probably going to switch back and forth on. But we're going to start out with BG 78. That's the darkest one. So dark to light. You know, that's the way I like to roll, dark to light. So I'm going to start first up here by where his little head is versus his hair, if you will. That's what you want to call it. Not real sure if it's hair or not, but might just be part of his head. And then I'm going to kind of accent right in here so that there's a pretty good variation between this very light color and the very dark color. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to darken his eyebrows. He's super duper cute. And then I'm going to go start doing a little bit of deepening in his body. So this is just going to be the darkest color, so the deepest shadow area. That's kind of my plan. There we go. So his little tucked in arms. I'm going to do on his feet. And then I'm going to do right here. And I'm going to do this little part right here, which is his big belly. And that's all. Then I'm going to switch to the next color, which is BG 75. You definitely tell which markers I colored, huh? I mean cleaned, because they look really good, really, really good. Okay, so I'm extending out from where that last color was, where the darkest color was, just extending that. I'm going to do the same thing on this area right here. I'm going to turn it just a little bit so you guys can see, and I can color a little easier. I have not been coloring because I've been cleaning markers. So, I did a little bit of coloring the other day, but now I've just been working on these. So, I'm going to come in here just a little bit on the sides of his eyes to kind of emphasize that nose area. And then I'm going to do a little bit on his shoulders. Right here, and then I'm going to start extending out from where I put the darkest shade. Just kind of getting him colored. He looks pretty funny right now. I'm going to put some down here. I'm going to go up from here a little bit down here. I'm going to extend out here and here. And then I'm going to come up just a little bit on his little feet, his little dirty feet, his swamp feet. Super duper. All right, we're getting somewhere. Now we're going to introduce our YG color, so our green, which is going to change the whole color of all of this. But I like doing that because it's fun. So here we go. Going to be extending. Oh, I have a new nib on this one. It's feeling a little bit rough. I just put it on a little bit of scratch paper to kind of give it a little bit of a workout before I get going. So I'm going to use the side of my marker, kind of put a little bit more ink on the paper. This is the middle color, so it will kind of be like the true color, even though he is not really green, he's really blue-green. Feels like this nib is a little bit dry, even though it's brand new. Let me look at it under the light. Something seems weird. It's coloring weird. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's kind of scratchy on the paper. Which is not bad. It just feels weird. Or maybe I'm just not used to my clean markers. I'm not sure. So have you guys been coloring or practicing at all while I was gone? I haven't seen anyone posting stuff in the group. You should. This little guy's going to be very dark. But I like it. I think I'm going to like it that way. So I'm going to go around all the way around his eye. I think that generally when people color these, they color the eye, like they draw the eyeball in and stuff. But I think on these ones, we're going to do it a little different. So see, Jamie put eyes on them. But I think for this guy, we're just going to make it like all a blackish gray to make it look like it's really big black eyes on him. Because if he's, you know, looking at night and stuff, his eyes are going to be really dark. So I kind of gave him, almost like you can make him an alien as well. But that's how we're going to do his eyes tonight. So extending down from where I put the last colors and blending them together because they are different color families, so they need a bit of blending going on there. I got a little gnat flying around. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's driving me crazy. I'm going to go around his whole body because this is like my true color. So his body is going to have more of this color than most of the other colors. I'm going to make him, so he's going to look green but blue-green. Hi, Angela. No, I did not get all my markers clean, but I got through all the color families except I still have 5 more of my E's. And then the gray color families, I haven't gotten through them yet. But all the other ones are done. Now, I'm noticing some of them, like that BG78, still look dirty. So after this live, I'll probably clean that one up as well. But it didn't need any juice. So I only pulled it if it needed juice. So I still have a few dirty ones, which is kind of a bummer. But before I put these back in the bucket, I'll clean any that need it, because it'll be less stuff to do. And I don't have to work tomorrow, so I can work on my markers during the day, which I'm super excited about. Well, whenever I get up, because I'm definitely sleeping in. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit over his mouth, and I'm going to start really bringing in this area right here that's going to make his belly look like he has a big belly. I want to smooth out that transition right there, so I'm going to go over it a few times so it just looks dark but not too obvious. Hi, Wendy. Look at that. More people popping on. Woohoo! All right. So now we're going to switch back to the BG color, so BG 72. So from a YG to a BG, and then we're going to extend out and do just a little bit more with this one. Ooh, this is a new nib too. I did a lot of nib changing on those that were not behaving quite as well as I would have liked. So he's going to be a little bit of a two-tone guy. But I thought that would be fun to kind of mix those colors together. You guys know I'd love to do that. Now, it's a big difference between the green and the blue, but we still have one more green color, I think, that may tone that down a little bit. But we're just going to use that one to tone the blue and mix the blue and green together. We're going to do most of the rest of this coloring with this marker that I'm using right now, which is the BG72. Because he looks very blue in there right now. And I want some of that blue to stay, just not all of that blue. Well, it depends on how often you use the marker, but if the nib like bends a whole lot, like these are pretty firm because I just replaced them, or if they get clogged up, then I replace them. I usually try to keep somewhere around 10 packages of nibs on hand all the time. So after this refill, I'm gonna have to order some more because I used a bunch of them this time. But I can just usually tell, you know, if it has spots on it, like I showed last night in the video, the cleaning video. Some of the nibs had like white spots on them, which tells me that they're clogged up, and then I replace the nib when it's all clogged up like that. So I probably replace them more than other people, but I want mine to be really smooth and work really well, so I probably replace them a little more often than most people do. But you can kind of tell by looking at them if they need some extra help. Okay, that's kind of a cool looking guy. Oh, since you live right by me, we should order together because we can save on shipping. But I order from Violetta Ink, and I use the link. I use the affiliate link that Jamie has on my favorite things on the website. So, like, if you go to their store website, there's a section that says my favorite things, and it has an affiliate link to the Violetta ink, and it doesn't cost you anything to do that, but it helps Sweet Sentiment. So you use it, that would be great. But Angela, if you need to order anything, we should do that together so we can save on shipping since we live so close. Hello, Michelle. I see you popped in. Oh. Yeah. Super happy to see you popped in. So we're doing this little swamp guy, and we're using blue, and we're using like a blue green and a yellow green to mix together to kind of give this guy a little bit of a two-tone look. So I'm just taking this YG13 and running over where I put the blue color so that it mixes it together and makes a really pretty tone for him. Yes, Violetta Ink donates to animals too. They're a great company. And they're really reasonably priced, and the nibs seem to be on sale all the time, which I really like. There we go. Isn't he just the cutest? So I'm going to go back to the previous markers that we did for this top part right here and blend this out so it can be smoother. So this was the BG18 that we used. And I'm just going to go over those very ever so lightly. And then I'm going to go in with BG13. I'm not going to use the BG11. I'm just going to use these two to blend that out. So I'm just going to kind of go over this, kind of extend that out a little bit. just to get that a little bit more smooth right up there on his head. So I think that looks better. There is one spot that you can see, and I think it's glitter that's making it appear like that, but it's right here. It looks like it didn't take the ink very well, so I'm going to go back in with this BG18 and just touch that one little spot to see if I can smooth that out. And it worked! Yay! Okay. So that's our first little guy. We got a whole family to do tonight. So we are going to have to use some black for his eyes. So I'm going to try to use only the colors that do not need to be cleaned. So I think I'm going to use the T's, like T8, 6, 5, and 3, maybe. So T8, T6, T5, and T3. And so we're going to do his eyes just solid and leave these little spots up here in the, we're going to make those white at the end. So for now, T8. So I'm just going to go around the outside. On both eyes. I want them to look a little bit deep down in there. Oh, you didn't realize the time. Oh, see how we are working on a special project. And now I'm going to do T6. So this is the toner gray. And I'm just going to go around this little spot right here. And this little spot, because I want to leave those, I'm going to leave those white. Well, we'll come in with the gel pen and do them, but for now, just going to leave them like that. These are swamp people. This is a swamp family. It's from the set called Swamped. See? You can color them little eyes in there, but we're going to do them solid this time because each time we've colored them before, we put the eyes in them, but we're going to do them with the solid black eyes tonight. They're just little swamp people. You can make them aliens, or you could, you know, you could do whatever works. Whatever you know, different ways to use their stamps. That's the way I like them. Okay. Leaving a little bit of highlight area here for my last color. We'll probably use all these colors on the mama eyes too. I don't know if I'm going to make a card with all of them on the same card or separate cards. I haven't decided yet. He loves Swamped. Me too. They're so cute and so universal. I love that about them. So this is T3. And I'm just going to do a little bit of that back and forth to kind of fill in that little area up there. May have to do some tip to tip. This one really lightened it up. But my 4 is empty, so we'll go back over it with, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to go back over it with the 5. I'm going to kind of go over all of it. I think that will still stay light in the areas where the 3 was. And we'll put white gel pen that'll really make those eyes stand out. But look, isn't that cool looking? I think because we had to go back over it with this one, I'm going to put just a little bit darker around here. and down at the bottom, because that will give it a little bit of personality there, I think. See how cool that is? You know what you know what this reminds me of? Hi, Julie. You know what? I don't know if you guys ever watched this when you were a kid. This might give away my age, but there was a show called Land of the Lost. And they had Slee Stack. Do you guys remember that? I figured out repetitive coloring is not my thing, and yet I keep on falling into these projects. What's wrong with repetitive coloring? Repetitive coloring is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ha! The Grinch Slee Stacks, yes, that's what they make me think of. I mean, I could kind of see a little bit of a reference to the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but that was not the intent of these. But yes, I mean, I could see people could make them into that. But the Slee Stacks are what I think of, and I know they looked significantly different than this, but that's what I think of, especially with the big black eyes. All right, so now I need a mama color, and I was thinking, you guys can tell me what you think, but I was thinking we might need to have some like purple. I think purple. But we have to, the gills. Yes, the gills. So I think purple, but I want to go with let's see what it looks like if let's do our testing. Let's see what it looks like, because I like the BV, but I really want to, yes, the BVs. That was what my original thought, but I really want to mix in some lighter purples with it. So let's start with BV29. And then let's try BV17 and see how well that goes. See, that's more of a kind of like a purple color, which I like. And then do I want to go, maybe we'll go back and forth. I'll try the BV25, which is going to give it a little less purple. Then we'll come in with the BV13, which will bring it back to a purpley color. And then let's see, do we want to do, we can do 12 or we can do 11. So this is 11. So that would keep it very subtle. Orange and pink. We could do that. I was gonna kind of mix them between the green, the blue green, and the yellow green, and the purple to make a mix of them for this one. And this one is V12, so we could. Let's hold the V12 off to the side, and we might throw that in if we need it to be a little bit brighter. But let's go ahead and stick with these BBs, because I really like that blend. Do the BB. The baby looks like a boy. I mean, you can make it either way. So this is BB 29 and 17 and 25 and 13 and then 11. And then I still have my 12 out there in case I decide to give her a little bit more purpley color. Although, since this is BV, blue violet, maybe we could put the same on her little fins that we used for the other one, which I believe was these three colors. Or maybe we'll use this. 12 and 15 and 17. Let's look at that. 12, 15. Yeah, I'm liking this. So we're going to do this. Yeah. That way I still get that color in there because you know how I am. I have to get it in there. Okay, so 17, we'll start with 17, 15, and 12. So we're going to start with 17, and we're going to do her bow a whole different color. So we're not going to touch that for now. But just like we did these a different color, we're going to do this one a different color. So I'm going to start right here with the artist drawn lines. And it's going to be real deep purple up in there, close to her head. And then up here, she doesn't have any fins on her arms. Up here, we'll put a little bit of this purple in her hair. Artist drawn lines that I drew. Yep. It always feels weird when I say that, but yes, they are the artist drawn lines that I drew. This one is terrible. Look, most of the time these don't come off, but this was really crappy vinyl. So I have to be careful. So I'm just extending out from where I put that darkest shade and leaving a little space for the lightest one. We're going to kind of use the same color process for this one that we used for that one. Baby will probably be a little bit different. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Putting a little bit of this bright color in here. There we go. And then the last one, which is V12. I have a new V12, so this is the new marker, so my numbers aren't worn off. Okay, so I'm going to go from the other direction to kind of blend those out without lightening that, without making that purple too light. If I pull in that direction, I'll pull out some of that dark purple, and I really want to leave that dark purple, so I'm blending back into the color, the dark purple color. That's a really pretty purple. I'm going to do the same thing up here. There we go. And right here. And then we have one more strand right there. That's such a pretty purple. I just love that purple. Okay, so those are the accent colors that we did. I'm going to take those out of my stand, bring my other stand in. This is why it's so handy to have more than one stand. So BB29, BB17, BB25, 13, and 11. Those are the colors of her body. So starting with BB29, this is where I'm going to put the areas that have the most shadows. So underneath her bow, and a little bit right here. Same on this side. And then I'm going to put a little bit of darkness right here like we did on the last one, so I can keep a good separation between the two colors. My husband is spray painting. Oh, me too. I would like to, but my stomach has been in an uproar all day, so I probably wouldn't eat any milk, anything that it was a milk product right now. But I would love to have some ice cream. Okay. And then I'm going to do a little bit down here, just like we did with the other one. And then along the bottom of her feet. So I want her feet to, the bottom of her feet to stay really dark. She does not have any shoes on. But if you wanted to, you could draw little shoes on them. Not that they need them to, but you're just going to go to bed instead. Oops, slippery little sucker. I dropped that cap on the floor, not just in my lap. Let me see. Got it. All right. Sometimes these markers are slippery little suckers. Yes, I had a migraine yesterday and I did not let it defeat me, but it did beat me down quite a bit. Oh my gosh, I can't hold on to these markers, these slippery little devils here. Okay, so I'm going to go with BB17. This is only the second color in the combo, so it's not going to be a whole lot. I'm going to extend out from where I colored the last color. And then again, I'm going to come off of these areas right here so I can blend out where I put the darkest shade. Kind of go down her neck as well. These are much darker, deeper colors than the ones we put on the daddy one. So we got to be careful not to put too much of that really dark color in there. Anybody coloring these sweet little guys with me? Yes, it does tax your body a lot, a lot. And then we're going to do down this part down here, a little bit up from here, right here. Oops. I'm going to go down the leg just a tad bit here and then a little bit further on this side. And then I'm going to come up just a little bit from the bottom of these feet so I can keep the feet really dark. I do that, rub my eyes, and look like a raccoon. Just going to put a little bit of this darkest purple around the bottom of her eyes. She looks mighty funny right now. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like her when I get done. I almost did flowers tonight. I know that's shocking, Jamie. I almost did a flower tonight. Almost. This is, yeah, this is BV25. I'm going to, this is our true color, so it's going to have more of it on her. I'm going to just use it a little more liberally. So, guess what I watched before I went live? Oh, you were trying to do that to tag everybody? That would be awesome. Hoping tomorrow doesn't suck. Me too. Okay, coming down from the arms a little bit. Getting this shadow color in there. This is the true color, so it's going to be a little bit more on her. She looks funny right now. So funny. This is why you never stop. You never give up. Never say, never surrender. There you go. Never give up, never surrender. When you're coloring, if you think, oh, This looks terrible. This is too dark. Don't stop, because in the end, it's going to come out way better than expected. Haha, you are getting on my time, on Sandy time. I'm going to put just a little bit of a belly on her. So I'm adding that myself. I think that's funny, Jamie. But you are. I mean, when you're hanging out with me that much, it happens. That's right. Without darkness, there is no light. BB13 is next. This is going to be significantly lighter. I think before I do that, I'm going to go back to this 25 because since this is the true color, I really want to go all the way around her eyes with this color. Really want to inset those eyes. It's just a personal preference. You don't have to do that if you don't want to when you're coloring yours, but I just kind of wanted that to be like that. Yes, I know. We were in Florida. It was messing up our days. I can't keep it straight. My body is not on the right schedule. So this is BB13. Now remember that what we did before was we filled in most of the leftover open area with this one, and then we came back in with the last one to soften the purple, the last time it was green, but to soften the purple a little so they blend better together. So now your body says 9:30 is not bedtime. Yeah, it really is. When you're going in and out of time zones, it really does mess things up a little bit. This BB13 is really gonna lighten it up just a little bit, but I'm gonna have to turn this one just a little. I do like the purple though. She's super pretty. She's definitely darker than the other swamp guy, but hey, we all have our own. That'd be like saying somebody has darker color hair, darker color skin. That freaking gnat or bug, flying bug that comes in when my husband goes outside to spray paint his costume. Those bugs come in the house, and then I have to swat at them while I'm trying to color. Hello, Tony. Look at that. A newbie. Well, maybe not a newbie to the group, but a newbie for me. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm leaving a few open spots, but not very many. I want to really keep this this color going. Okay. Enjoy the nightlife, right? I like to stay up late at night. It's quiet. I'm usually not tired. I mean, ask Jamie. When I drove all night. When I went to Florida and when I came home. Just a night owl. Okay. So this is the BB11. It's a lot brighter than the other colors. So we're kind of mixing it all over. So you do not want to put too much in the darkest areas because you don't want to lighten them up too much. But I think that's a really pretty color we have on her legs. Playing with Lena's chickens. I thought that was you, Tony. My brother's name is Tony also. I knew it wasn't him. Huh. So if this is too bright, we'll go back with the last color. But I do I want to go back and forth and kind of blend these two colors together. Marry them up a little bit. They are in the same numbers, so I do kind of like them like this. I do kind of like that little bit of really bright color on there. So So we want to make sure I get some of that on her arm too, because if her belly's that bright, she needs a little bit of a brightness on her arms as well. This is one of those colors that moves the ink a lot. I really like that. Haha. Okay, so I'm going to go around this area, kind of lighten up some of this so it matches this down here section, because we didn't leave any white up here, so we got to get this purple in there. So they match. So I'm going to do a little bit of back and forth, meditative, just moving those colors around. She's super cute. I like her. I think I'm going to come back in with this BB13 on her face up here at the top and get that purple color in there, maybe at the bottom, and then we'll switch back to BB11 right for in here. There we go. Look like we got a little spot that's too light right here. There we go. Super duper cute, huh? Okay, so I just put the BB13 lid on the BB11 marker, so don't be doing that when you're doing yours, because that'll be super unfun. Okay, so we're gonna switch back to our tea colors. And we're going to use the same ones for her eyes that we did for his eyes. So T, let's see, I'm scooting up way high. T8, T6, T5, and T3. Because we all know now that my T4 is dead, so I have to refill it before I can use it. T8. Alright, so that T8 is when we do around all the way around the outside of the eye. I know you're singing now, Jamie. Sorry about that. Around the outside of this one. There we go. Then we're going to come in with the T6. Next one. We're going to go a little bit around where the white areas are going to be when we get to that point. And then we're going to come in around the outside and up from the bottom. So we're just kind of making that open spot a little smaller. Around the outside, I knew you were going to say that. I can't help it. We tend to say that a lot when we're coloring. T5, we're going to leave a little bit of T3, and remember we have to go back and forth with this one because T3 is a little bit too light, but since my T4 needs help, we're just going to do it without T4. I'm going to leave this T5 out here because we're going to have to go back to it. T3. So back and forth with the eyes to fill in that last piece, and what that is doing is making it much, much lighter than I wanted it to be. So that's why we go back over it with the T5. Now we could tip the 2 to get the 4, but okay, so one sweep across the eyes, bring it, one sweep. You'll want to do more, but don't do it. Don't do it. Go back in with your T6 so we can darken up just the bottom of the eyes a little bit. Kind of give that little bit of a shadow to the bottom of her eyeballs. There we go. I am going to use the 5 to blend that out, but I'm not going to go over just the little edge where it meets the lighter color. There we go. So now we have these 2 sweet little guys done, guys and girls. We need a bow color. Since it's a girl, we should probably do it some kind of, I don't know. Everyone is very quiet tonight. Very quiet. We need to pick a bow color. I guess we could do, I don't know. Somebody wanted this little guy to be orange, but I thought it would be cool if we mixed these 2 colors together to make this one. A white bow? White bows aren't fun. Okay, I'll do yellow. I'm not doing white. This is Y17. Ta-da! And that's going to be just the little accent centerpiece. Looks a little orange right now, but bear with me. It'll be yellow when I get done. Well, Okay. I don't think we really need 4 colors, but we're going to do it anyway. Y15 is going to be the next one. And I'm going to use this to kind of come in here on the edge of the bow. I'm also going to do these just a little bit further. Kind of blend out that color just a tad. Alright. 2 more colors. Oh my gosh, I've discovered I can't hold markers and click the caps on one marker at the same time. So the next 2 are just going to be 13 and 11. So Y13 is next. And this one, I'm going to do some of the center. I'm going to go all the way around the outside. Ha ha ha. And then I'm going to leave the last parts for the last one. You did a 3-color combo today? No way, Jose. I must have been. I slept through the first part of your live. I finally was able to fall asleep because I didn't sleep very well last night. Okay, so now I'm just kind of going over the whole rest of the bow with this last color to blend those colors and get that really light yellow in there. So there we go. Now we have a little yellow bow. Wow. Yeah, I want to watch your replay because it looked really awesome when you got done. Okay. I think I am going to mix these 2 colors with him. I'm just dying to do it, so I'm going to do it. Okay. Oh, you couldn't sleep either? Yeah, I was really roughing it last night. Okay. So I think... contemplating. Oh, awesome. I'll watch it on YouTube then. That would be great. Let's see what happens if we mix these 5 colors together. I know they're really far apart, but we're going to try it anyway. So this is the wrong end. This is BV17. And this is YG17. And then this is BB13. They're not going to blend well. They're not going to work. Wrong end again. What is wrong with me? they're not going to go well together. Let's try the other colors. So let's try again. I didn't like that. So let's try BV17. And then we'll try BG. That's BG75. This is the BV13. That's better. And this is the BG72. Oh, yes. Better. He's going to be more of the blue-green. And then the BV11. Yep. All right. This is what it's going to be. Oh, yeah. Jamie is good on the backgrounds. For sure. For sure. For sure. Okay. This is what it's going to be. BV17. We're using the same colors. 3 of them from the mama and 2 of them from the daddy. BG75, BV13, BG72, and BV11. So we're going to try that. And then, since we're going to make him more of like a little boy, if you will, we're going to use, here's my other Copic holder here. We're going to use these same BG18, 13, and 11 for his little top and his little gills over here. So we're going to use these. Alrighty, so we're going to make this look like Dad. BG18 it is. Here we go. Just start connecting these little gill areas. Okay, we're going to do it on the other side. I'm going to actually turn my picture upside down for this. All right. So I'm also going to do a little bit from here where each part of the gill meets. Has a little indentation. It's kind of separating them out, but I figured why not try it. There we go. We're also going to do kind of like we did with the other one. Well, we're going to put this dark part at the top of his head, so we'll have to blend that out a little bit more. They look like they belong in Area 51 swamps. Yeah, I like that. I like their eyes dark like that. They're kind of Area 51 swamp people. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. So here's the next color. This is the middle color, so it's more like the true color. So I'm using it a lot more than I'm going to use the last color. I'm just leaving very light areas, barely touching the paper. I don't really know what we're going to do as far as card wise or, you know, whatever. But we're not going to do it tonight. We're just going to color them tonight, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with them later. You guys know I always come back to them, so I won't leave you hanging. I'll just lighten this a little bit around the base right here so it'll blend a little better with his head when we get ready to do that. It is just paper. Okay, BG11 is the last color, so I'm going to blend from the outside into the color that I put on there, on both of them, so that I can keep the deep shade that I wanted in there. Go. Oh, girl, I was already thinking about that. And I might, you never know. Could put them standing on the moon and the sky background. Yeah, we might have to do that. Not tonight. We definitely have to do that, but probably not tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. What? This is the color. We're going to do the rest of them. BV17, draw them in Los Angeles. BG75, BV13, BG72, and BV11. You double dog dare me. I might have to take you up on that. Okay. So, BV17 is first. I don't know if I could draw Los Angeles. I'd have to look that up. I don't even know what that looks like.
Just draw the Hollywood sign.
The Hollywood sign?
Yeah.
I'm not doing a background tonight. Okay, so I'm putting this darkest color to keep the separation between the fins and the head, just like I did on the other two. Okay, and then the darkest areas, right, blend. The eyes look glossy. Good, that's what I was trying to get, the effect I wanted to get with the eyes. I like that. Okay, so the darkest areas here, filling them in. We definitely want to give them a little belly here. And we're just going to do this. Just going to do this. And we're just going to make this bottom part of his feet dark. Okay, so that was the fin colors I used. I used these three. BG 18, 13, and 11. Why are they naked? Swamp people don't wear clothes unless they're in the movies. See, then you put them in Hollywood, you're going to have to draw clothes on them. BG 75 is the next one. So this is going to change the color sequence because we started out with a BB and now this is BG. So I am going to accent a little out from here, a little out from here. And that's right. They live in the swamp. They don't need clothing, so I can't put them in. I can't put them in Los Angeles. But I could put them on the moon. Ooh, I am so tempted for that. I can't even tell you. Wouldn't it be fun to learn how to color a background moon?
Do you have a mushroom stamp?
Yeah.
You can do a mushroom environment.
I don't want to do. I want to put these little alien guys on the moon. These little swamp aliens. That's what I'm going to call them, swamp aliens. I'm also going to do a little bit of dark under here just to kind of make his cheeks super happy, super big and happy. Swimsuits. I just cannot deny a double dog dare, man. I'm not afraid. I don't know how to do it, so it might come out looking crazy, but if it does, then we'll just cut the swamp people out and use them on something else, because, you know, I'm not afraid. Okay, so back to BV13. This is going to switch him back to a little bit of a purple color. This is the third of a 5-color combo, so this is a little bit signifying the true color. But we're mixing them, so we have to be real careful how we do this one. Because we're mixing the mommy color and the daddy color so we can get a baby color. So then nobody can say it just looks like the mom or the dad. It's going to be a true blend of both of them. Anybody else have the same thing I had when my kids were born? So when my daughter, when I was pregnant with my son and I was at the hospital having a C-section, and the nurse said, "Oh my gosh, your daughter looks so much like your husband." And I was like, "Yeah." And then she said, "Maybe this one will come out and look like you." And I was like, "Well, that would be awesome." Hi, Mickey. And the minute they pulled him out, they said, "Oh, nope, sorry. That one looks like him too." So, yeah. I didn't say any of my kids look like me. I look like my mom, though, so, that's helpful. This is BG72, so this is back to a little bit of that blue color, and I really want to get that blue-green color in there, because otherwise he's just going to look like his mama. And I just colored in his eye, which was not a good thing. But that's okay, we'll fix it. Going around his eyes. He has one more purple color, so we're going to tone down that really bright blue. But isn't that a pretty color? Oh, Marianne, you're so funny. It's a really pretty color. It kind of turned out better than I thought it was going to. I was a little bit nervous about mixing these two colors together, but I'm liking it. What do you guys think? You guys like it too? This is super pretty. It's not really blue. It's not really purple. It's a really good mix. This guy's really going to look like a good mix of his mama and daddy. As long as we leave enough of that blue to really look good. You guys are a little bit funny tonight, huh? Okay, so I'm going to do just a little bit more here right where his nose is before I switch to the next color. Okay. You guys are funny. I wonder where Rinska is. She hasn't been on here lately. BV11. Okay, so this is my last color. I might have to go back with the blue, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a back and forth just to fill in that little bit of white and kind of marry those two colors together. I think I'm going to have to go back in with the last blue color one more time just to make sure I get enough of that blue in there. Just going back and forth, just mixing all those colors together. They blended really well except for right here. So I'm going to hit that one again. Oh my goodness. He has Mama's purple belly. Okay, here we go. Back and forth, just kind of blending out that blue and purple color. Okay, we're going to do it one more time for these cheeks and his mouth. Get that purple color in there. Okay, So I'm going to go back in because now it's a lot of purple. Ew, 4:30 a.m. Good night. I'll see you again. I'll be here tomorrow. Safe driving that early in the morning. It always gets you want to blend the colors. I love to blend different colors. Okay, so BG72. You know what? Yeah. I'm just going to do it. We'll see how it goes. I want to kind of bring that little bit of that teal color back into it. So I'm going to kind of use the same process I did with the purple. I mean, I could have left it like that because it's super cute with the purple, but I really want it to have just a little bit more of the blue. So I'm just kind of making one clean sweep over it to kind of bring that blue out, and it's working magically. Oh, yeah, I know what that's like. Seriously, I'm right there with you. I understand. Most of the time when I visit my son, I leave in the middle of the night because I'm usually driving, and I leave in the middle of the night because then he can't see me cry when I drive away. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It's the perfect combo of the two. Okay, now the first thing I have to do before I do anything else is fix this where I put this blue color right into his eye. So I need to use the colorless blender to push that back. Now remember, I've explained a couple of times before that you definitely have to let it dry before you touch it too much, or it'll pull more color out. Look at that. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. I'm really glad we decided to do these in the dad colors because the purple is a little more overpowering, even though you can still see the greenish blue. But I'm glad we did that. So I'm going to hit this again because I really want to get that out of his eye. And then while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to use my multi-liner here to really color in this pupil area of his eye. It's a very thin, tiny little multi-liner, so I don't want to get overzealous and move too fast and get lines outside of his eyes. There we go. I'm so glad you like them. They're super fun to color because you can really make them any color you want. I think for his eyes, though, I'm going to pull in the purple from Mama for his eyes. So I'm going to use the V17. I'm just doing a really thin line right next to that black. And then I'm going to use the 15. Good night, Jamie. I'm almost done. We're almost done. I'm going to use the 15 to just extend that out a little bit so his eyes will be more purple. So he kind of got his purple eyes from his mama. Super cute. And then you guys know whenever I do eyes, I always like to throw in that G00 to give that really neat effect. So I'm just going to take that G00 and I'm just going to really lightly rub it in like a little horseshoe around his eye. As soon as I start seeing that color move, I want to stop. So I'm going to do this one. See how that kind of lightens it up and changes it a little bit? And then I'm going to use this 15 one more time. and very lightly go around the edge. Kind of darken up that part. And then I'm going to put a few little like lines in here just to kind of give him his little designs. I did learn that from you, and I cannot do eyes without doing that, so thank you for that little bit of lesson. And I'm just going to put a little bit more of this dark in here, a couple of little lines coming out. I may have to go back in with that G00 to lighten them up, but I just want to get a little bit more of that dark color in there. Here we go with our G00. We're almost done. Just going to run that G00 over those really dark lines. You know, I love this I love doing this with the G00. I love, love, love it. Okay, so we have one more step. I'll show them to you before we get going on. It looks like I got one really dark one over here, so I need one on the other side too, or it's gonna look funny. Okay, we need a little one here. Okay, I think that's gonna look better. See? Yes. I think I lightened this one up too much on this side, so we're just gonna blend that in a little bit. So there we go. Perfect. So we just keep touching it till we're happy with it. Now I'm going to use my white gel pen, because remember I said I was gonna make these eyes really stand out. So I'm just going over the white areas that I left on their eyes to make them really stand out. See how much better they stand out on this one than this one? So we're going to go in and do this one now. And then for this one, we're just going to do his little eyes like that. And there we go. There we go. Now we have this sweet little swamp alien family. They're little swamp people, but we might make them aliens tomorrow night. We might put them on the moon. We'll see. Maybe I'll do some research and see what it would look like if you did. If I tried to do a moon. Voila. There we go. A cute little swamp family. And that worked out good. I'm super glad that came out so good. It looks like a mix between the two. I love it. Alrighty, so I hope you guys enjoyed coloring the little swamp family tonight. They were super fun. If you haven't gotten them, they're in the shop. You should grab you some because they're super fun to color. They look like this. It says, sorry this is the one I need to send to people. Sorry you haven't heard from me. I've been a little swamped. Or I hear you've been bogged down. Or we could use all of us, from all of us, because, you know, the whole family's there. Miss you. It's not easy being a mom. If it was easy, dads would do it. Haha. So that's the set. There's dies that match. If you guys want it, you can get it at the shop. Otherwise, join me tomorrow and we'll do something with these little guys tomorrow. Some kind of background. Just haven't decided yet. So, see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for joining me. Toodles.